affirmation we're going to use today is, I am a unique creation. Do you know that every one of us and everyone on planet Earth and everything on planet Earth is a unique creation in its own way? There is not another you. There is not another one that looks like you, that thinks like you, that feels like you, that is you. The question we're going to ask this morning is, what gives me meaning and purpose? And see, all you have to do is answer that question and you finish the whole series. So what gives you meaning and purpose? Over the last few weeks, we've been talking about a variety of things. First thing we talked about was, who remembers? Act like a dog. Yeah, that was a good. It is act like a dog. That was true. But act like a dog had to do with what? Do you remember? Act like a dog had to do with love. And so when we begin to look for purpose and meaning in our lives, and we try to identify that so that we can feel better about ourselves, we have to remember that we have to begin the search for that with the premise and the operation and the understanding of love, unconditional love. And all of life has to be faced with unconditional love. And yet, so often we don't. And we talk about it and we preach about it and we write about it and we seek it. But the reality is that what passes for love in most of our lives is not love at all. It's a contract. And a contract is this: I'll do something if you do something. And in return, we both get something. That's a contract. And marriage is a contract. We made it into a contract because we actually make a marriage license and we take a vow. And the vows even say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then what happens if we don't do it? Then we want a divorce. The reality is that love is the operating principle. And love is an operating principle only when it's unconditional. Unconditional, and when it doesn't have any requirements. And the biggest requirement that it not have is that it get anything in return. And so that operating principle in our lives has to begin to be the foundation. And the foundation of love is looking at ourselves, and the last couple of weeks we looked at what it is that makes us happy and what it is that makes us unhappy. And one of the things that I said was we find our purpose at the intersection of the things that make us unhappy and the things that make us happy. And a lot of the things that make us happy aren't necessarily things that are good for us. We talked about that. A lot of things that make us happy. Some people are happy when they drink. Some people are happy when they shop. Some people are happy when they gamble. Some people are happy when they garden. Some people are happy when they sew. All kinds of things make us happy. And when you make that list of what makes you happy, be honest. Because what we do so often in our lives, not only with love, but with all things, is we judge. And so we let go of judgment and we embrace this concept and idea of love unconditionally. Then we begin to make some progress in understanding who and what we are, and understanding what it is that makes us who and what we are, and what makes us and brings us personally meaning in our lives. We are unique. That we agree with, right? We are created in the likeness and image of whom? Of God, who is our creator. We are created in the likeness and image of God, and in our likeness and creation by God, we are created in that likeness and image, and we are imbued with the nature that is present in that. And Jesus talked about that. And in his final dissertations and talks, he really made it really clear that it was God coming through him that made everything possible. That's the dynamic action. It is the love of God coming forth in life. So everyone is unique. You and I and everyone, everything is unique. And so we have unique qualities, and we have unique abilities, and we have the unique opportunity to do things that nobody else can do. Look at the things that make you happy and ask, what is it in that experience that makes me happy? Where do I find the happiness? And if you find something that makes you happy that is counterproductive or not in your best interest, don't be concerned about that. But look at why it is in that experience you're doing what you're doing to be happy. Okay, give me an example. Go back to people who drink, or people who gamble, or people who eat, or people who watch television. That takes all of us in, right? We're all one of those. And do that excessively in order to find their happiness. Why are they doing that? Why are you happy drinking or eating or shopping or doing it? You're happy because you're doing something that is keeping you from dealing with something. And the something that is keeping you from dealing with is that you have a problem with someone or with yourself. And so in that, Not the issue, not the drinking, not the gambling, not the pills, not the TV, not even some of the good things can be seen as ways to escape from the reality of who and what we are. But who and what are we? We're unique. We're created in the likeness and image of God. We are limitless in our potential. We have boundless opportunities, and yet we go through life and feel that we lack meaning and we lack purpose. And we lack meaning and we lack purpose so often because we lack the relationship with ourselves and with other people that we should really have. How many of you belong to a club before? Or an organization? How many of you been political? Oh my gosh. How many of you been religious? Oh my gosh, How many of you been those things? How many of you thought a cause was worth fighting and dying for? And you went out there and you did all of that. What happened to you in that process? You had meaning, you had purpose, and you felt good. And so what does that tell us? It tells us that purpose and meaning also come from being a part of something bigger than ourselves. Bigger than ourselves. It can be a family, it can be work, it can be community, it can be anything else bigger than ourselves. And if it's bigger than ourselves and we identify with it, become one with it, then we find meaning in it. We find purpose in it. So this issue of purpose and meaning has to come from what it is we love and the ability to love unconditionally. It comes from relationships and the need for relationships. It comes from the need to become something and a part of something bigger than ourselves. And purpose and meaning is about you, but it's not only about you. It's about you when you become one with other people. Because then the purpose and meaning of life becomes real. Does life have meaning? Does life have meaning? No. Life doesn't have meaning. You know what has meaning? People have meaning. Think what life would be like without people. First of all, you wouldn't be here. People have meaning, life does not. And if you're looking for the meaning of life, keep on going because you're going to be like the monks of old talking about how many angels are on the head of a pin. Doesn't matter. There's no answer to that. Because we don't find meaning in life, we find meaning in people. And we find meaning in ourselves. We find meaning in ourselves because we come to love ourselves. And we like ourselves and we know ourselves. And if you love and like and know yourself, because that's the way God created you, then you have the foundation for meaning and purpose. And if you don't start with that foundation, you will not find it. You will look and look and look, but you will not find it. That's why self-esteem is so important. That's why the value of our own personal look at ourselves and how we feel about ourselves is so important, and how we feel about the presence and power of God. God created each one of us uniquely. Each one of us uniquely. And in that uniqueness, we bring qualities to this life that nobody else can bring. And it doesn't mean that you have to do all of those things. And it doesn't mean that it has to be great or grand. It means that you are called to be a reflection of Him who called you into life. And Him who called you into life didn't call you for life. He called you for you. And do you know what else? You can find meaning and purpose wherever you are for no reason, based upon the uniqueness of who and what you are. You can be anything you want, you can do anything you want, but your meaning and purpose in that being will only be when you understand and realize that it is not the doing, it is the being that matters. But what is it that is my meaning and my purpose? And in the process of life and looking at that and going through a variety of things, I can tell you what my purpose is. And hopefully as you reflect upon your life and seek out the meaning and purpose without really making it a mind-wrenching experience, is to concisely come to a point in time where you can in one sentence say what it is that you do in which you find meaning and purpose. And I solve problems. That's what I do. That's all I do. It doesn't matter whether I'm a street sweeper or the president of a corporation or a minister of a church, I solve problems. That's what I do. I learned that a long time ago. That's all I do. I solve problems. I help you solve problems. I help me solve problems. I help businesses solve problems. That's what I do. And in that, I thrive. And you know what? When I help people solve problems, I am able to solve my own problems better because I come to know it. Now, that's me. Somebody else may not solve problems. Somebody else may just love. Somebody else may just be present. Somebody else may be a creator. And it would be wonderful if you're an architect and you're a creator, but you can be a dishwasher and be a creator. It is whatever it is within you where these things that you dislike and the things that you like intersect, and they come together. And what I found a long time ago is I like to solve problems. I like to deal with problems. I like that. The more problems I have, the better. And that purpose is not one or two or three purpose. It is for whatever purpose at any given time, because I am totally unique and only I can do this. Only I can talk the way that I talk. Only I can solve problems the way that I solve. Only I can start companies and businesses the way that I do. In everything that you do, it is the purpose and meaning that you have that actually comes from your own feeling about yourself and about others. So what is your purpose and what is your meaning? Only you can know that. And if you have a right relationship with yourself, a right relationship with others, your uniqueness will come out and your ability will come out to be able to do what you need to do. And the grace and goodness of God, the good news in this whole process is that every one of us is being given an opportunity over and over and over again to know and express our purpose and feel a meaning in life by the things that are coming to us. Whatever it is that's coming to you, especially the things that are coming to you that you don't like, that are challenging and difficult, are coming to you to shout, to whisper, and to scream your purpose and your meaning. And you don't have to seek after it. You don't have to agonize over it. It'll come if you just allow it to be so.